Ladies and gentlemen, what is the political future of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka? As you know, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka wants to run for presidency, let come 2027. And at the start of William Samoei Arap Ruto tenure as the president of this republic, the only person who was actually seen that he was going to be the shape of the opposition was Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, because it was being perceived that because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has always given a chance Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga to go for presidency. This time, it was Raila Amolo Odinga who was supposed to endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to challenge William Samoei Arap Ruto, let come 2027. And it was also obvious that the former president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, was also going to endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka to challenge William Samoei Arap Ruto, let come 2027. But now it looks like things are not moving on smoothly, because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually being overshadowed by new political leaders who are coming into limelight. And this entry of new political leaders into the political arena have actually foreshadowed Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka 2027 presidential election. And it now is actually seen that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka might go for the second fiddle. The coming in of David Kenani Maraga, Okio Omutata, and also Fred Okengo Matiang'I has actually overshadowed the presidential aspiration of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And that is actually what we are going to have as a candid discussion this morning. And therefore, if you are interested in that conversation, please stay put, because we are going to have that critical analysis why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is being foreshadowed by the coming in of new entry into the political arena of this nation. But before we dive in, so that we can see all that, I could request you kindly to take a minute and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it is good to request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And whenever you subscribe to our YouTube channel, always make sure to smash the bell button. Because once you smash the bell button, you give YouTube a leeway to notify you so that you can watch any political content that we upload into YouTube. And for those ones who have actually subscribed to this YouTube channel and they always keep watching our videos, I say thank you so much. May God bless you, because you always give us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. Now, let us go back to the discussion. How Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka presidential ambition, let come 2027, is being foreshadowed, because it now looks like Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is going to go for the second fiddle. And by saying the second fiddle, I feel that he is going to be the running mate of somebody. Let us look for this kind of combination. We have the combination of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiang'I, and also the impeached deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. In that combination, who do you think should be the main challenger of William Samoei Arap Ruto? Do you think Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka can be given that ticket? Or do you think the person who will be given the ticket will be the former Prime Cabinet Secretary during the Uhuru era, who is Fred Matiang'I? Because as things are currently, the popularity of Fred Matiang'I is actually shooting, and it has completely foreshadowed the aspiration of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and even the popularity of the Malaga is also going up, and it is actually foreshadowing that one of Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually being associated with a kind of weakness, a kind of political weakness, which actually make him to go for the second fiddle. But what are the mistakes that Kalonzo has done until now? The entry of new political leaders into the Kenyan arena are actually foreshadowing his presidential aspiration. Because let us speak the truth. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been in the political arena for quite a long time. He has run for presidency during the Kibaki time until he became the deputy president, or actually the vice president of this republic. And now it should be that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, he should actually be the main political leader who should actually go for presidency because of the experience he has gotten since he entered into the political arena, because he has been in politics for quite a long time and he understands Kenyan politics more than Fred Matiang'I, more than Omtata, more than David Kenani Maraga. But why are these political leaders foreshadowing his presidential ambition? Because during the 2022 presidential election, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka actually was promised by Raila Amolo Odinga that was his last chance to start for presidency, and he was going to endorse Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka let come 2027. At the same time, I feel that was the promise from the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, and that is why Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka had to accept to forge that strength so that they were to go for the presidency. But unfortunately, William Samoei Ruto defeated them, and now he is the president of this republic. And many people expected that This time, the coming election, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka actually was to get endorsed by Raila and by the former president Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. But now it seems that that is not going to happen. Why? One, because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has actually refused to rebrand his party. At the start of 2023, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, 2023 or 2023, and actually even the 2024, many people thought that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka was going to rebrand his Wiper party, and it was going to be one of the biggest political party in the Republic of Kenya. But he did that for a very short time, and he left. And because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has totally refused to rebrand his Wiper party, that is why his presidential ambition cannot take up. That is why many people do not see Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka as a serious person. And you will always find that Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is always afraid of spending. Because if you go for presidency of this nation, there are things that you must be ready to do. You must be ready to spend, and to spend a lot. For you to have people who will campaign for you, you must rebrand your party. You must have your people across the nation. You must open branches of your political party across this nation. You saw what William Samoei Ruto did with UDA. He actually rebranded UDA. He made UDA to be associated by the common mwananchi, and that's why it was very easy for him to win. But Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has actually refused to do that, and he wants to be endorsed. And as you know, the politics of this nation, you must go for the presidency. You must snatch it. You must use resources to get that. And because Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is not ready to that is why his presidential ambition is not actually catching up. And if this continues, he is going to be overshadowed completely by Fred Okengo Matiang'I, by Omtata, even by David Kenani Maraga. So you must understand that the politics of this nation is actually taken by those political leaders who actually will be eyed by the Kenyans as being strong, as being people who are brave. And Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually not showing any of that. And that's why you can see that he's actually being foreshadowed by new politicians who are actually coming into the Kenyan political arena. And therefore, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka must actually arise, must know that politics or presidency of this nation, power is not given. Power is taken. That is what he must understand. And at the same time, if you have been watching the way Rigathi Gachagua has been talking of late, it is as if he wants to forge a unity pact with Fred Okengo Matiang'I. And that's why he has been saying that he actually can work with Fred Okengo Matiang'I. And Fred Okengo Matiang'I is actually coming up into the political arena with new impetus. He is actually being seen as a no-nonsense person, as a person who has that capability to unify the nation, as a person who can challenge William Samoei Ruto head on. What Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka is actually not coming up with. I really don't know what's your take. Why do you think Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka presidential ambition is being foreshadowed by new political entries into the Kenyan political arena? Please drop your comment in the comment section below. And if this is your first time to bump into this YouTube channel, I request you kindly to take a minute or two and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Give this video a like, share the video to your friends. And if your friends are lovers of politics, then it is good to request them to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And for those ones who have subscribed to our YouTube channel, I say thank you. May God bless you all abundantly, because you always give us the inspiration to continue coming up with this kind of political analysis. And with that, I say thank you until we meet in our next political discussion. Goodbye.